Ladies and gentlemen, this is the beginning of segment number 9, and this is the first book I ever bought describing what happened to me as a child after I was stabbed to death and rose up out of my body on December 15th, 1970. At which point I made a promise to what we perceive to be a godlike entity to bring or do something for this entity that we perceive to be a god. And when I made this promise, I didn't know what it was. And it took so many years to come to the understanding of what it was. It took so much time and effort. I studied things for no apparent reason. With no rhyme or reason. I would read every book and every journal, and I read the Encyclopedia Britannica twice. I read the Webster's 20th Unabridged Dictionary, which is on the left-hand corner of my desk, a dozen times, so that I would understand what words mean. And then not only understand what the words meant, was that a word in today's world doesn't mean the same thing as a word in the world 6,000 years ago. And what I discovered were the 3,300 pictographs. The words in the Bible and the pictographs on the $1 bill are interconnected as a codex that the Lord God, or whatever it is that we perceive to be God, left to prove its existence, because I don't think it wants the Zionists to destroy the world. I don't think it wants it. I think it left us a method to stop this insanity from taking place. We have 4 wars. We have a dozen different conflicts going on. There are hundreds of different places on earth where people are dying of food shortages. Radiation from Fukushima. Fukushima. They lied to us for 90 days and no one cares. We are looking at pictures of baseball players and football players and basketball players throwing balls at metal things on the front page of the paper. Who got their hair cut differently? When in fact, your brothers and sisters, your children and your mothers and fathers are being slaughtered all over the planet Earth in the name of God. How can the Pope allow this insanity to take place without saying something? And you don't hear nothing from that guy. Nothing at all. Nothing do you hear from the Pope. He's supposed to be godlike. He's supposed to be an intermediary between God and mankind. He's much closer to a satanic entity than God ever could be. Now, I'm going to explain to you the first 17 verses of the book of Genesis, which is why I wrote the book. If I can prove that there is an entity that we perceive to be God, you might take what I have to say for a little bit more sustenance. Maybe. Now, we're going to go into Genesis. The first thing that it says in the book of Genesis, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now, here is the earth, right here at the base of the pyramid. God created the earth. God created the heaven. Now, heavens don't necessarily mean the heaven where the stars are. Originally, the heavens were where the moisture and the clouds were. So God created the heaven and the earth. Number 2. And the earth was without form. Notice, a form is a complete object. This circle is an object, or a form. The earth was without form because it is depicted here at the base of the Great Pyramid as a segment of a form, but not a form in and of itself. There is no real form. There is no real form at the base of the Great Pyramid. It is a part of a circle. The earth was without form. Part number 3, Genesis number 3. And God said, "Let there be light." And magically there is a light that appears at the top of the Great Pyramid. And this is the eye of God, not Horus. Although the Zionists hijacked the principles of the Lord God, this light, because of the way the glory extends from the eye of God, is a glory. over the evil seed of death, or the eagle's head, is a nuclear detonation. They are two different things. Number 4, Genesis. And God saw the light, that it was good. Good light. God light. G-O-O-D light. God light. G-O-D light. The God saw the light was good. God saw because his eye is in the middle of the light. And God divided the light from the darkness. Now here it gets a little complex. This is the light. This is where the light radiates from heaven. This is what I've been telling you for a year. This is heaven. He separated the light from heaven from the darkness, which is man, or a representation of the earth. He separated it with this space right here. This is the separation that the Lord God is talking about, that he separated the light from the darkness. If the Lord God is light and mankind represents a lesser light, or the darkness, this is the light and this is the darkness. And God called the light day. Well, in the daytime there is light. And the darkness he called night. This is pretty simple. Light is day, dark is night. And the evening and the morning of the first day means that that was the end of the first day that God started creating stuff. This is the first 5 verses of the book of Genesis. Verse number 6, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Now a firmament has a particular meaning, and it means vault. A vault is something that holds something. A vault holds something. In this case, this vault is the representation of the Great Pyramid. The vault that the Lord God said or worded as a firmament, the Lord God placed in the midst of the waters. Now the midst of the waters, these are clouds. So this is mist. This is mist. There are also bodies of water over here. So the firmament, the base of the Great Pyramid, which is a vault, is also a firmament, which is the vault that he placed in the mist, or midst of the water. Now it sounds like the same thing because it is the same thing. It's a play on words, ladies and gentlemen. The first 17 verses of Genesis are right here. And moving past that, and the Lord said, let it divide the waters from the waters. Well, this firmament or vault, which is the true meaning of the word firmament back then, this vault does divide. It does divide the waters from the water. These 4 orange dots are 4 bodies of water. If there are 2 bodies of water over here and 2 bodies of water over here, verse number 6 comes to full fruition in that the Lord God made a firmament, which is his vault here on earth, and divided the waters, aka 1 body of water, 2 bodies of water, from the 3rd body of water and the 4th body of water. This firmament divides the waters from the waters. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all here. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we are moving into verse number 7 in a moment. But at this point, this segment, which is of course segment number 9 of my new series located on my new channel, Onedollargodz with a Z, this segment number 9 is coming to a close, and ladies and gentlemen, I need to get a bigger camera.